By the time Columbus set foot on American shores in 1492, this land had already been carved by the hands of ancient civilizations, who built thriving cities, only to vanish without explanation. For over 1,000 years, the soil of what would become the United States has borne silent witness to soaring triumphs and sudden collapses. From ancestral pueblos to ghost towns frozen in time, these structures echo with the ghosts of vanished peoples, their mysteries still gripping historians and archaeologists alike. Among them, the centuries-old adobe complex of Taos Pueblo remains alive with tradition, standing as the oldest continuously inhabited community in North America. Bodie, once the second largest city in California during the late 1800s, now stands as a well-preserved ghost town. Offering a window into a once booming mining settlement marked by lawlessness and frontier violence. And high in the mesas of Colorado, the Cliff Palace remains frozen in time. Join us on a journey through America's forgotten past to uncover extraordinary secrets, explore remarkable places, and shed light on the mysteries left behind. Located in northern New Mexico is an ancient Taos settlement that has been continuously inhabited for over 1,000 years. Its multi-story adobe buildings, some reaching 5 stories high, were built using clay, straw and water, with walls up to 3 feet thick. The Pueblo Revolt of 1680 was organised in part here, leading to the temporary expulsion of Spanish colonisers. Today, approximately 150 people live within the historic walls year-round, governed by a council that balances traditional and external legal systems. Traditional practices persist as there is no modern plumbing or electricity incorporated in the oldest buildings, with the community maintaining the adobe using ancestral methods. Bodie is a well-preserved ghost town that was once a thriving gold mining town during the late 19th century. With a population that peaked at around 10,000 people, it was founded after gold was discovered in the area in 1859 by William S. Bodie, after whom the town is named. At its prime, the town had over 2,000 buildings, mostly infamous for its saloons, gambling halls and frequent shootouts. Stories of violence and crime were common, with one resident famously writing in a letter that Bodie was a sea of sin, lashed by the tempests of lust and passion. However, as the gold supply dwindled, the population declined, and by the early 20th century, Bodie was largely abandoned. Today, around 100 buildings remain standing in a state of arrested decay, meaning they are preserved but not restored, maintaining their original appearance from the time the town was abandoned. Bannack State Park is known for its well-preserved ghost town, once a booming gold mining settlement, and Montana's first territorial capital, and its gold rush history. Its sheriff, Henry Plummer, was later revealed to lead a gang responsible for stagecoach robberies and murders. Vigilantes formed in response, hanging suspected criminals without trial, with court transcripts and personal diaries detailing the chaos, with some accounts suggesting innocent people were executed. Montezuma Castle stands as one of the best preserved cliff dwellings in North America, and a remarkable example of indigenous architecture built by the Sinagua people around 1100 AD. This 5-storey, 20-room structure was carved into a limestone cliff, approximately 90 feet above the ground. Its name is a misnomer, as early European American settlers in the 1860s mistakenly attributed the site to the Aztecs and their emperor Montezuma. This assumption was incorrect, as the Sinagua abandoned the site long before Montezuma was born. Grafton is a well-maintained ghost town that was originally established in 1859 by Mormon settlers and named Wheeler. The town was later renamed Grafton, after Grafton, Massachusetts, the hometown of several settlers who relocated the community following devastating floods. During the Black Hawk War in 1866, conflicts with the Native Americans in the area led to the evacuation of its population to another nearby village. Although settlers returned 2 years later, ongoing challenges eventually led to the town's decline. Cahokia Mounds represent the remnants of a massive pre-Columbian city built by the Mississippian culture. It was once the largest and most influential urban settlement north of Mexico, with a population that rivaled European cities of its time, as it included dozens of earthen mounds, ceremonial plazas, etc. The site was named after the Cahokia tribe, a historic group living in the area during the 17th century when French explorers arrived. However, this tribe was not directly connected to the earlier Mississippian inhabitants who built the mounds. Calico is a restored silver mining town that thrived during the silver rush of the 1880s. Once a bustling hub with over 500 mines, it was abandoned in the late 1890s when the price of silver plummeted. Its name comes from the colourful patchwork of hues in the surrounding mountains, which reminded early settlers of calico fabric. Today, it stands as a preserved ghost town and a popular tourist destination. Lapakahi State Historical Park, located on the Kohala coast, preserves the remnants of an ancient Hawaiian fishing village that dates back over 600 years. Its name, Lapakahi, translates to single ridge, reflecting the traditional land division system that stretched from the mountains to the ocean. This system allowed communities to share resources, with coastal villages, like those at Lapakahi, focusing on fishing while trading their catch for crops grown in upland areas. The park includes the stone foundations of homes, which were built using local volcanic rock in circular or rectangular shapes. A relic of early 20th century copper mining, Kennecott Mines National Historic Landmark features an abandoned mining settlement with well-preserved buildings. The operation extracted high-grade ore using aerial trams to transport rock to processing facilities. The mines shut down when the copper supply ran out, and now all that is left is a ghost town with abandoned machinery and rail cars. Canyon de Chelly National Monument is a significant historical and cultural site, known for its deep Navajo history and ancient cliff dwellings. In fact, the canyon has been continuously inhabited for thousands of years by the Navajo people, with many families still living and farming within. The monument is jointly managed by the National Park Service and the Navajo Nation, ensuring the preservation of both the natural and cultural resources. Bayhorse was once a thriving mining town, driven by the discovery of a significant silver deposit in the late 19th century. It quickly grew into a bustling community supported by mining operations, but like many boom towns of its era, it was eventually abandoned when the resources dwindled and economic conditions shifted. Today, Bayhorse is part of the land of Yankee Fork State Park. Visitors can explore its ruins, including stone buildings, mine shafts, charcoal kilns, and cemeteries. Pecos National Historical Park encompasses the remains of a 15th century Pueblo village and a 17th century Spanish mission. The village once housed over 2,000 people in multi-storey adobe structures, some exceeding 4 stories tall. Its strategic location also made it a trade hub between Pueblo farmers and plains tribes, exchanging goods across a 300-mile network. Walnut Canyon is home to ancient cliff dwellings built by the Sinagua people between 1100 and 1250 ED. The canyon is named for the black walnut trees found along its floor. These trees were among the many plant species utilised by the Sinagua for food, tools, and other daily needs. The Sinagua constructed over 300 rooms in shallow alcoves carved by erosion in the canyon walls. These homes were strategically placed under limestone ledges, providing insulation against extreme temperatures and protection from rain. They farmed crops like corn, beans and squash on the canyon rim, while relying on water from Walnut Creek below. Nelson Ghost Town is an abandoned mining settlement located in a remote desert area. Established in the late 19th century, the town was once a thriving hub for gold and silver mining. At its peak, it had a population of several hundred people and included amenities such as saloons, a post office, and a school. However, like many mining towns, it declined rapidly when the mines were exhausted. Additionally, the harsh desert environment and frequent conflicts among miners, settlers, and indigenous peoples contributed to the town's turbulent history. Today, the site still features several well-preserved buildings, including a general store, a saloon, rusted machinery, and abandoned vehicles in El Dorado Canyon. Jamestown, established in 1607, was the first permanent English colony in North America. It is best known for its early struggles, particularly the starving time, when extreme food shortages and disease nearly wiped out the settlement. The settlement was named in honour of King James I, who granted the charter to the Virginia Company to establish the colony. During the winter of 1609 to 1610, a combination of drought, hostile relations with Native Americans, and delayed supply ships led to catastrophic food shortages. Of the roughly 500 colonists at the start of winter, only about 60 survived by spring. Alcatraz Island was first used as a military fort before becoming a federal prison from 1934 to 1963. It housed famous criminals like Al Capone and Robert Stroud, the latter who was nicknamed the Birdman of Alcatraz because of his studies of birds. This had taken place when he was incarcerated at Leavenworth Prison, where he was allowed to keep birds in jail. The island is surrounded by cold, fast-moving waters, making escape nearly impossible. The 1962 escape attempt by Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers remains one of the most famous in history. Tonopah is a historic mining town located in a remote desert region, approximately midway between two major cities. Founded in 1900, after silver was discovered in the area, Tonopah quickly grew into a thriving mining community. Today, Tonopah is known for its mining history and unique attractions such as the Tonopah Historic Mining Park and Clown Motel. Due to minimal light pollution in the area, its clear night skies are also exceptionally ideal for stargazing. Pu'uhonua, or Honaunau, was a sacred place of refuge in ancient Hawaiian culture, offering safety and forgiveness to those who broke kapu, sacred laws, or were defeated in battle. There, individuals could escape punishment and undergo rituals of absolution, allowing them to reintegrate into society. The site is enclosed by the Great Wall, a massive structure built from lava rock. It separated the refuge from the royal grounds and served as a physical and symbolic barrier. Within the forest stands the Gila Cliff Dwellings National Monument, which preserves ancient Mogolon cliff dwellings from the 13th century. There were up to 40 rooms built inside 5 limestone caves by 1280, with the Mogolon people using local stone and mortar to construct the walls. Independence Mine was once a thriving gold mining operation located in the Talkeetna Mountains. It was one of the largest hard rock gold mines in the region, producing significant amounts of gold before its closure during World War II. At its peak, the mine employed over 200 workers and included more than 16 families living on site as they extracted gold from quartz veins through extensive tunnelling and blasting. Today it serves as a preserved historical site where visitors can explore the remnants of this once bustling mining community. Cahaba, also spelled Cahaba, was Alabama's first capital and a once thriving river town. Established in 1819 at the confluence of the Alabama and Cahaba rivers, it was abandoned due to frequent flooding and economic decline. Despite losing its status as the capital, Cahaba became a major port for shipping cotton during the antebellum period. By 1900, most of Cahaba's buildings had been dismantled or destroyed. Known as the Queen of the Copper Camps, Bisbee was one of the richest mineral sites in the region, producing vast amounts of copper, silver, and gold. The mining operations left behind over 2,000 miles of tunnels beneath Bisbee. By the early 1900s, it had grown into one of the largest cities in the region, boasting a population of over 25,000. It was home to amenities like an opera house, a library, and even Arizona's first golf course. Interestingly, during World War I, the city was the site of the infamous Bisbee deportation, where over 1,000 striking miners were forcibly removed from town by armed vigilantes and sent to New Mexico. Pecos Pueblo, also known as Ticuye, was a major trade and cultural centre occupied from the 1100s until the 1800s. Strategically located near Glorieta Pass, it connected Puebloan communities of the Rio Grande Valley with Plains tribes, making it a key hub for commerce and cultural exchange. It is known for its large, multi-storied adobe and stone structures, extensive trade networks, and its role as a middleman between the Plains and Puebloan societies. At its height, the Pueblo housed up to 2,000 people and featured impressive architecture, including ceremonial kivas and defensive walls. Centralia is a near-abandoned town in Columbia County, known for the underground coal mine fire that has been burning beneath it for decades since 1962. The town was once a coal mining hub, built around the anthracite industry that fueled homes, factories, and railroads. A subterranean coal fire ignited accidentally in a landfill, spreading through abandoned mine tunnels. Toxic gases and ground collapses forced most residents to relocate, though a handful refused to leave. The Etowah Indian Mounds are a Mississippian cultural site that served as a political religious and social centre for thousands of Native Americans between 1000 and 1550 AD. The site is known for its large platform mounds, central plaza, and archaeological discoveries that provide insights into the lives of its inhabitants. The site is considered one of the most important ancestral towns by the Muskogee Creek Nation and Porch Band of Creek Indians. The Harmony Borax Works was an industrial site that processed borax in the late 19th century. It operated from 1883 to 1888, producing and refining borax, a mineral used in cleaning products, glassmaking, and other industries. Though it was active for only a few years, it played an important role in early mining operations in the area. Chaco culture. National Historical Park encompasses an area of arid canyonland, centred on the ruins of 12 major ancestral Puebloan structures built between the years 850 to 1150. Pueblo Bonito, the largest great house, contained over 600 rooms and stood 4 to 5 stories tall, aligned to solar and lunar cycles. Its walls used 50 million sandstone blocks, with pine beams hauled from the Chusca Mountains 50 miles away. Known for its silver and gold production, St. Elmo was founded in 1880 during the Colorado Silver Rush, becoming a thriving mining town. Unfortunately, the silver crash of 1893 and declining ore quality led to economic struggles. By 1922, railroad service ceased, and most residents left on the final train out of town. Rhyolite is a ghost town located near Death Valley that was once famously involved in the gold rush. The town's name comes from the rhyolite rock found in the area, which contains gold deposits. Today, the town's well-preserved ruins include the remains of the Cook Bank building and the infamous Bottle House, which was constructed from over 50,000 beer and liquor bottles. The Goldwell Open Air Museum, located near the town, features outdoor sculptures and art installations that add a modern twist to the historic site. Old Trailtown is a historic site that recreates a frontier settlement from the late 19th century. Located near a major river, it features over 26 original buildings relocated from various parts of the region, which include log cabins, saloons, a schoolhouse, and a blacksmith shop. The town also contains artifacts such as wagons, tools, and firearms, providing insight into daily life during the frontier era. One of the notable features of Old Trail Town is its cemetery, which includes the graves of several historical figures, like John Jeremiah Liver-Eating Johnston, a famous frontiersman and scout. The Gold King Mine and Ghost Town is a historical site in Jerome, a former mining town. The site preserves the remnants of a mining operation that was active during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. However, as mining declined in the mid-20th century, the town's population dwindled and it became a ghost town. The mine and surrounding ghost town feature a collection of original and reconstructed buildings, machinery, and equipment from the mining era. Terlingua is best known as a ghost town that once thrived as a mining hub, and its association with mercury extraction. Established during a mining boom, operations ceased after resource depletion, leaving behind empty processing facilities and worker housing. Decades after abandonment, a small population returned, repurposing old buildings into residences and businesses. An annual chili competition began here, drawing participants despite the remote location. Hovenweep National Monument is a collection of 6 ancestral pueblo and village ruins located along the Utah-Colorado border. Known for its mysterious stone towers, the site offers insight into the lives of a farming society that thrived between 1150 and 1300 AD before abandoning the area under unclear circumstances. Its name comes from the Ute word, meaning deserted valley, a fitting description for the barren canyons and mesas where the ruins are found. Goldfield became the largest and wealthiest city in Nevada during the early 20th century, fueled by one of the richest gold discoveries in the region. The town grew to house approximately 20,000 residents at its height, featuring amenities like 5 banks, 3 newspapers, and even a mining stock exchange. By 1910, gold production began to wane, and fires in 1923 destroyed much of the town, further accelerating its decline. Today, only a small population remains. Kalaupapa Village, located on the isolated Molokai Peninsula, was established as a leper colony in 1866 to quarantine individuals diagnosed with Hansen's disease, now known as leprosy. For over a century, it served as a place of exile for thousands of patients who were forcibly removed from their families and communities. Cheniko, once known as the wool capital of the world, rose to prominence in the early 1900s as a major hub for wool, wheat, and livestock trade. Its success was tied to the Columbia Southern Railroad, which made Cheniko a vital shipping center for Central Oregon. The town shipped millions of pounds of wool annually during its peak years. In 1903 alone, wool sales totaled $3 million, solidifying its reputation as a global hub for wool production. Unfortunately, the town's fortunes plunged after a competing railroad bypassed it in 1911. Today, Cheniko remains a ghost town with about 30 residents. Bandelier National Monument is an area of volcanic tuff cliffs consisting of soft rock that allowed ancestral Puebloans to carve over 1,000 dwellings into them between the 12th and 16th centuries. However, they were eventually abandoned, according to Spanish colonial records from the 1540s, suggesting depopulation due to drought or resource strain. Today, the National Park Service collaborates with nearby pueblos to manage cultural resources, restricting access during ceremonies and protecting its cultural remnants. Piedmont is a small, historic ghost town located in a semi-arid region, known for its role in the development of the transportation and industry in the 1800s. It once was a stop on the Union Pacific Railroad, serving as a refueling and maintenance station for steam locomotives, which required water and coal to operate. The Cliff Palace of Mesa Verde National Park is the largest cliff dwelling in North America, constructed by the ancestral Puebloans between 1190 and 1260 CE. Built into a natural alcove in the sandstone cliffs, it was home to around 100 to 120 people, making it a central hub for the surrounding community. The dwellings were built using sandstone, wooden beams and mortars made from soil, water and ash. The circular rooms called kivas are thought to have played a vital role in ceremonies and cultural traditions. These are America's oldest settlements and their secrets, a land of hidden wonders and remarkable architectural marvels. Now, if you don't want to miss the most unreal wonders of Europe, check out this video.